We take great pride in being the safest urban county in the United States, and that's because of the collaboration and cooperation at all levels of government, federal, state, local, and tribal.
Sycuan is committed to public safety. We value our relationships with the DA, sheriff, all law enforcement. We are a government that cares about its members, employees, and the well-being of the region.
We're honored to work with the Sycuan tribal government because they have shown that they not only care about persons on their tribal lands, they care to be a great community partner for the entire San Diego County region.
We've got 5 generations now of people growing up on this land that we call home. It is home to us. So we take it very seriously. The protection of the community. I live in this community. My children live in the community. All of our tribal children live in the community. We want to protect them just as much as we want to protect the young people outside. We have a local school here. A lot of our children attend that school. The safety of those children on the road is very important to us. So that's what I'd like the community to know. We take it very seriously, and we will continue to invest in police and fire protection.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Department's relationship with Sycuan and the Sycuan Police Department in particular is just outstanding. We hold the Sycuan Police Department up as really the gold standard for tribal police in the state of California. They are the first tribal police department in the state of California to have access to the California law enforcement telecommunications system. That's a pretty high standard. They meet the standard of all the rest of the peace officers in the state. And like I say, if we hold them up as something for other tribal police departments to attain.
Specifically with Sycuan, we consider them an integral part of our daily operations. Sycuan has always had a robust fire protection plan, and they've done a great job contributing to the community. We think they're a very important part.
We have a very strong relationship with all of our surrounding fire departments and agencies. We regularly interface with CAL FIRE, San Diego County Fire Authority, with Heartland Fire Rescue, San Miguel, and of course our neighboring tribes like Barona and Viejas. We all share the same goals, which is to provide the best service that we can to these communities.
You know, the fire department here at Sycuan was started in the early 1970s, before we got into gaming with grant revenues. At that time, they started with just an old donated fire truck and some old donated hose from the county of San Diego, and a grant from San Diego Gas and Electric had a hand in getting Sycuan their first fire department. On the police side, the police department was started in 1987, so that was a little bit after the gaming. We started with the high stakes bingo in '83. So that increase in population visitors to the reservation, that really drove home the need for a stronger police presence to protect everybody.
The tribe has put a lot of effort and time into expanding the tribal police department's capacities to allow it to become a full-service police department, which it is today. And because of special and unique agreements the police department has entered into with agencies like the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Sheriff's Department, the District Attorney's Office, it's allowed our officers to become the primary law enforcement response program on the reservation. And this has really allowed the sheriff to take his resources and shift them to other parts of the county, other non-tribal communities, and not have to focus on the tribal community issues.
Sycuan has always ensured that we have up-to-date equipment. We've had the appropriate personnel, and we've been very fortunate. And they give us the tools and the resources to do our job.
The Sycuan Fire Department as a whole demonstrates all those finest traditions that you see in the fire service. They really do a fantastic job. For the residents in and around the Sycuan Reservation, to have that added benefit is worth its weight in gold.
The District Attorney's Office knows the value of the Sycuan tribal government. We know that they don't just protect their own territory.
As the tribal chairman and the tribal council leadership here, it's important to have an awareness of the impact of our gaming operation. We have to be able to recognize and be aware of the impact on the community. We take physical safety of our patrons and the local community very seriously.
We're an all-risk fire department, which basically means we respond to everything. It could be structure fires, wildland fires, medical aids, traffic collisions, hazardous materials, confined space, basically anything that anyone would dial 911 for will go to. Every year our Type 1 engine and our Type 3 engines will respond throughout California. We also house the Golden Eagles hotshot crew here, and they're available nationally.
It's probably the biggest single resource that we look to as an incident commander when we're ordering resources is hand crews, hotshot crews. They are an absolute premium because they're the ones that are cutting those fire lines out. They're the ones that are mopping up those large fires. You can't say enough about how integral they are at being a part of that big picture.
The Golden Eagles are one of 4 federal hotshot crews within San Diego County. They're a Type 1 hotshot crew, which it's a 20-person crew. They have the highest of qualifications. They're basically limitless with what they can do. They do direct fire line, indirect fire line. They fell trees. They can do burn operations. Anything that you would need them to do as far as manpower, they're there and they're qualified to do it. They're invaluable. We're fortunate to have the Golden Eagles. Their professionalism and their level of expertise is just, it's unmatched.
In addition to Sycuan's vital partnerships off the reservation, Sycuan is committed to providing the highest levels of safety for reservation residents and those visiting Sycuan each day.
Coordination is between several departments throughout the property. We pride ourselves in making sure that all of our team members from every department keep security in mind and safety in mind. We want people to come to Sycuan, enjoy their time, and do it in a safe environment.
We work very close with all the departments here at Sycuan, but especially with tribal police and security. We're constantly trying to see how we can make things safer for those who live here and those that come and visit.
Our casino patrons could know that they have not only physical security, but also the gaming is protected, and it is heavily scrutinized. And the levels of regulation that go into the gaming operation are immense, from the tribal regulation first and foremost to state and federal.
I've never seen a tribe put so much into their fire, police, and their whole public safety system as Sycuan does.
We have a great relationship with Sycuan's tribal government. It's built on years of trust and of good communication, respecting the independence of the tribal government and their sovereignty, and then understanding the need for safety that is integrated and that communicates well with each other.
To have a relationship that has trust, that has a cohesiveness, it's a lot better for everybody. We're very thankful to the District Attorney's Office for being open and having the continuity in their staff to definitely improve overall relations with the tribal nations in the county.
The police department enjoys an outstanding collaborative relationship with both the Sheriff's Department and the District Attorney's Office. That's allowed our department to really stand shoulder to shoulder with all our law enforcement partners in the region, doing our best to provide seamless law enforcement services for the whole region.
112 Paul with the unit to cover. You start with the area of Sloan Road. 11-6 is heard in the area. 112 Paul.
112 will be en route.
111 Paul, copy. Station.
Sycuan is unique amongst our 18 tribes in that their police officer force is made up of federal officers, and they're the only police force with whom we have a memorandum of agreement. What this means is that they are actually sharing the information that's in our databases for crime, so they're able to learn who the bad guys are as they come onto tribal lands. They're able to access all of the police databases, and they're able then to protect their own tribal territories, but also protect communities outside of the reservation.
It was the first time in the history of California where a tribe has been able to gain access, and working with our partners, especially the Sheriff's Department, the DA's office, California Department of Justice, we're able to identify a workaround solution where officers not only can query that information for officer safety to help out with their investigations, but it now allows us to put all our information into those databases for other agencies, not just in the region, but throughout the whole state or even the country to use.
There's an old saying that crime knows no jurisdictional boundaries. So there's oftentimes you'll have a criminal element that comes from off the reservation onto the reservation or vice versa. And so there, in a lot of cases, we will have information that we can share with our neighboring agencies, and they have information that they can share with us.
The relationship and the coordination and cooperation between the Sheriff's Department and Sycuan Tribal Police is a daily occurrence. There are partners out in East County. We have adjoining jurisdictions, and in emergency situations, those jurisdictions will overlap where they'll back us up, we'll back them up. They're true partners in every sense of the word.
Good policing is very expensive, but it's a priority for any civilized community, is to have safety. Nothing really thrives without safety. San Diego County as a region, we have precious resources in law enforcement. In fact, in many police departments and sheriff's department regions, we have very few officers for the number of citizens. They do the best that they can. What Sycuan Police offers is yet another tremendous resource at no additional cost. So it multiplies our efforts. It allows us to have better safety, not just for the tribal lands, but for the region outside the tribal lands.
They have a great relationship with the district attorney's office where they can submit cases directly to the DA, and that alleviates us from having to do a lot of that work on the reservation. It allows our deputies to focus more of their attention in other areas of East County and provide really overall better public safety services.
It's really an incredible thing what happens when you share information, when you talk with each other, and when you work together in order to build public safety. Everyone wins. In fact, San Diego County is at a 49-year low in crime. That is an incredible statistic. That means that all of us can breathe easier, can really feel safe, can conduct our business knowing that law enforcement has our backs, and this happens really because of all of us working together.
Sycuan's focus is again to protect its people and protect its customers, but because we have the ability, we feel it's a duty to provide those services and protection for the local community.
In Alpine, paramedic 63 to respond with 4702, engine 26, engine 225. En route for freeway traffic collision in westbound 8 east of West Willows. Map 2846A Alpha, respond to India 2 Juliet, C notes. For further, Border Patrol on scene.